Afternoon, fellas, and welcome to another video with me, Vince, at Modern Man Lifestyle. Thank you for joining. I know what you're thinking, why is this guy wearing a tie-dye hoodie? Listen, it's comfortable at AF. I like it. It's quite quirky, so let's just keep the tie-dye slagging off the comments. So look, thanks again for joining, fellas. And what we're going to talk about today is ghosting.
And like that, he's gone.
Now, what is ghosting? Just to give a very quick definition, it's where you send a text, you make a phone call, whatever it is, message on Facebook or a dating app, and the person never replies to you. Sometimes they just don't reply, sometimes they even block you, remove you, leave you on red, whatever it's called. But anyway, ghosting has happened to all of us. Anyone who's ever been dating in the last 5-10 years has probably been ghosted at some point. They have probably all ghosted someone in return. So it's not a one-way street in any sense. There are two reasons I want to talk about this. One is if you get ghosted, if you experience ghosting from a girl that maybe you quite like, you met on Tinder or Hinge or Instagram or whatever, you met in a bar, try not to get too worried or too concerned about it. Try not to beat yourself up like you did something wrong. These things literally happen. A lot of girls and guys, but I think a lot of girls have very little qualms with just completely not replying. Girls typically don't like confrontation, so they think the easiest thing for them to do is just never reply to you. Don't give an explanation, just disappear. So let's say you're talking on Hinge or Bumble, things are going really well, you've exchanged 7-8 messages, conversation's flowing, then you send a nice little thoughtful message with a couple of questions, and then
He's gone.
no reply. Don't know why, don't know what happened. Again, you meet a girl in a bar, it's going well, you ask her for a drink, she unmatches you, or she removes you from WhatsApp, blocks you, and moves on. What are you supposed to do? The truth is, fellas, in those instances, with those experiences, you have to just write them off as, I tried my best, I did what I was trying to do, but unfortunately, she just had other stuff. Maybe she met a new guy, maybe she left the country, maybe she lost her phone. Most likely she has a better option or a different guy on the scene, but of course there's other reasons this might happen. But anyway, if it happens, take stock of what happened. If there's anything you think you did which was a bit silly, maybe you sent something a bit insulting or you did something else, then maybe try and take that experience to the next one. But in a lot of these cases, there's nothing you could have done. Just write it off, move on with your life, and think, well, if they're going to ghost me, they're probably not the kind of person that I want to associate with for any length of time. The second thing I want to promote today and really encourage people to do is not to ghost, whether you're a guy or a girl watching this. And I think guys might say, well, girls ghost me all the time, girls are really bad for it. And it's like, yeah, but why stoop to that level? Why can't you be the bigger man or a more, I suppose, someone with a bit more integrity? So I want to line that with just a couple of caveats. So if you've messaged a couple of times on Tinder, Hinge, Bumble, you in no way need to justify why you're not replying. We talk about ghosting, you're just not really speaking to them. You don't know that person, you've hardly spoke to them, it's been a couple of messages back and forth. Again, you met a girl in a bar, all that's happened is you got her number, you text back a couple of times, and then you don't, fine. However, if you have met up with a girl, that's been on a coffee date, drink date, whatever, if you've ended up dating a girl, sleeping with a girl, I think after that point, even if it's just one date, I think it's good that you give them the honesty and respect to tell them, look, I'm sorry, I'm just not interested, or sorry, I've met someone else, or sorry, I'm just not feeling the chemistry. Whatever it is you want to say it nice, don't be a dick about it. But all you need to do is send one text, which is a couple of lines. You give them closure, you give them clarity, and you allow them to move on and focus on other guys or other things. Similar to yourself, you don't have that holding over you of like, oh, there's this girl still hanging around, I want to try and tell. Vice versa, girls and guys. Now, what it does do, and what a lot of people hate about ghosting is, it's essentially you're in limbo. So they've not told you they're not interested, but they're not replying to you. So you're like in that middle period, and you're pretty sure they're not interested, but they're not quite giving you closure. And if you've been on a date with them, if you've maybe slept with them, if you've enjoyed some fun times with them, they're going to be very confused and are going to be holding on to that. So it's very important that you're clear, concise, and just be sound about it. That's all it is, fellas. Just be sound about it. And again, you might say, well, girls don't do it. Fine, that's up to them. It doesn't stop you from being the bigger man about it. It doesn't stop you from having a little bit of integrity. So, fellas, a very quick one, just all about ghosting.
He's gone.
And why I don't think you should do it after the first date, slept with, or any kind of long-term dating. So, fellas, thank you for joining again. That's just a little video about ghosting and why I think you shouldn't do it or try or endeavor not to do it. Leave a comment if you got any good stories, anything I've missed. Please like and subscribe. See you in the next one.